What's up, everybody? How's it going? So, just got done with the American Helicopter Museum here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. In some ways it's smaller than I expected, in other ways it's pretty cool. I was hoping to see an Apache up close. I've seen them up close before. I just really liked them. They had the Cobra though, which is pretty cool. And apparently it's all like volunteer based. And I don't know about the workers who like man the gift shop and whatnot, but it seems volunteer based, like for restoration and whatnot. They don't make them flight capable, but they have flight capable helicopters here anyway. So let's get close to the heliport just to look at things. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So they have a little heliport, and that should have a helicopter right there, which is pretty cool. I didn't see any way to get outside, but that's a nice, I'm guessing that's an Osprey, I don't know. Aren't there like two versions of that thing? But it looks pretty sweet. And yeah, this has got some pretty cool stuff going on in there. Some little videos about stuff and a lot of education about how helicopters achieve lift and the use of turbines as opposed to regular engines and things like that. And then they got some outside. I was looking at them. Some of these helicopters are on loan, which is interesting. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And there was no, see, I didn't know what to expect, but there was no what's the word I'm looking for? There was no place that you had to pay an entrance fee. There was like a little donation box, so I put some money in there, and because I thought there is a fee, you have to pay to go in, but there's nobody there to regulate it. In New York, that box will have no money in it, I feel. But you know, it was pretty cool. I found it all right. And I'd go again with like a friend or something, just to talk and look at stuff. They had like a helicopter or two you could actually sit in if you wanted to. They had a Cobra cockpit to sit in. And they had a long, like, I guess it's the successor to the Chinook. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. I think it was the H-44 maybe. I don't know. And you could actually walk through that and look at how it can be set up and everything. That was pretty cool. Oh yeah, not bad. And now I'm riding around a little bit. I haven't seen like a Radio Shack or anything nearby. I should pull over and look on the phone and see if there's a Radio Shack nearby to get the part to fix the charging plug for my GPS, because I crunched that like an idiot by accident. I didn't even realize it, so it's whatever. But yeah, no, speaking of the helicopters though, I'm a big fan of helicopters, and I like that museum is there. There's something like that, I want to say, by where I live in Long Island. There's like I don't know if it's just an airplane museum, but it's definitely a museum for aircraft, and it's by a college. And I haven't never been to it, like actually going into it specifically, because I never knew what its hours were. But from what I can tell from looking at it, and this one, it's probably a similar setup. And then there was a place out east. Crap, I don't remember what I did here. I think I made a left. Yeah, I made a left. But yeah, there was a place out east. There we go. Or at least it used to be there. That was a tank museum, and that was really cool because that guy looked at me weird. Because I also like tanks, and it was a cool setup. It wasn't that big, the tank museum, but it had a lot of tanks in there, a lot of World War II memorabilia, a World War I tank or two. They did some restoration stuff there as well, and they had an outside part where it was just tanks kind of rusting away a bit that they were working on restoring. You could go out and see everything. You could see everything. You could even see where the tanks were to be restored. Just couldn't go in there. But it was located in a residential area, I guess. And they got all bent out of shape about it over time. So they just forced them to basically close down, which is unfortunate. They had a couple of helicopters there as well. They had a rocket there as well. Nothing that can work, nothing that was dangerous. I mean, the tanks I think they're restoring so they can move, but that's about it. And it was just really cool. So I believe they relocated to somewhere to the south. I wasn't sure if it was Georgia, Virginia, or Pennsylvania, North Carolina. I haven't seen anything about it in a while, so who knows. I think I was supposed to turn right there. I have no idea. I followed the signs to get to this place, and I had no idea how to get back from it. Anyways, but yeah, no, and that's why I saw this helicopter museum here, and I'm a big fan of helicopters. I like helicopters over planes. I think it's just such a cool concept that the helicopter is, that I had to give it a look-see, even if it was just going to be a couple helicopters, and I had a decent amount of stuff there, so I can't complain. But yeah, I like those type of museums. They're not I don't want to say they're not, you know, a corporation, like, you know, they're not, I'm not saying like the American Museum of Natural History or anything like that, or the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I'm not saying those things are bad museums, but there's something about the museums of, like, those smaller caliber museums, which are all done via volunteers and people who have either experienced what their museum is about because they're in the military, let's say, or they were a pilot or whatever it was, or just have a genuine interest. And I don't know, I like the feel of them. They feel pretty cool, if that makes any sense. Let's make a right here. Screw it. Why not? Well, great. Are you going there with them? Alright, you were. I hate you for it. Alright, he waited for me. That's so nice of him. Anyways, yeah, it was just a cool little thing to go into. It reminded me very much of the tank museum I used to go to often as a kid. It was by a campground, and when we camped, you know, when I was younger, we used to do camping a bunch, and we had our bicycles, and I don't think we could bike to it. I think we needed the car. I don't remember. We used to bike to a bunch of small little mom and pop shops for stuff, and then we drive there. It was a cool little museum, and that was before GPS and before MapQuest, really. So we went by word of mouth on a map, and we found it, and it was literally nestled in like a block of like houses. And it wasn't loud, it wasn't dangerous. They closed at like 6. You know, they weren't open late doing things that would make you worried. So I don't know. I'm rambling on a lot now, but it's very nostalgia feeling, and I feel like museums like those are going away because I have a feeling that the displays are just more and more expensive for museums. I'm feeling, and I don't know if the interest is just not there, or if people are expecting to be wowed like crazy. Like, for example, the Bodies exhibit. If you've never seen the Bodies exhibit, it's pretty freaking cool, very interesting, and that is a very high quality production, let's say. So I don't know if people are expecting that at every museum they go to, but it wasn't crowded, it wasn't dead either, and it wasn't super crowded. It just seemed like actually there was more people than I expected, to be honest. But I don't know, I just feel like maybe those things are losing interest in people. What are your thoughts? I don't know. I like museums. I like going to them and looking at all the things and taking pictures. It's fun. Maybe I'm a nerd though, who knows? I don't know. Anyways, feel free to leave your thoughts on that subject, and I'll try and turn this camera off. So